If you're a working mom over the age of 40, trying to stretch a budget in these difficult times, and you're juggling kids, full-time job, caring responsibilities, you're feeling like you barely have the time to breathe. I need you to listen carefully because I'm about to show you a woman just like you named Abby. She turned her everyday budget saving habits, as in how she runs her home, into a YouTube channel. She was just like you, and yet she brings in income. She's not a finance expert. She's not a celebrity chef. She's a former teacher, a working mom of three based in United States. And she's showing people how she saves money at the grocery store and feeds her family. That's it. And it's working. So if you ever thought, I'm already doing this stuff anyway, exactly. I'm talking to you. I really am. That's the point. So let me show you why this niche is perfect for women like us. The Simplified Saver. I'm trying not to trip over the words because yes, Abby's Thedford's channel. Her content is all about budget grocery haul, meal prep for the week, how I save money on groceries, what's for dinner this week. Now, here's the first reason this niche is perfect for us working moms. Abby is literally just showing what she already does in her day-to-day living. You think about your weekly routine, your daily routine. You grocery shop, right? I know I do. So you're trying to stretch that budget because everything costs more these days. You're meal prepping, or at least you're planning what your family will eat for the next 3 days, for the next 1 week. I do. I'm a working mom. I have to think about it ahead of time. She just films it. That's the difference. You're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, but Abby started and she films her daily life. She takes her phone to the store, she shows what she's buying and why. So you would hear her say something like, this chicken was on sale. I'm buying this because it works for 3 different meals. It's real and it's practical stuff. You talk about these things every day with your girlfriends, with your children. Abby is showing her cart. She's talking about prices, being real about her budget. There's no fancy production there. You and I do this every single day. We pop down to Aldi, we pop down to Lidl, to Tesco, to Waitrose, wherever it is you shop. This is clearly filmed on her phone. And you can upgrade as the journey continues. While she's shopping, she's doing this while she's shopping. And here's what I love about this. She's a working mom. She's a funny former teacher. She has 3 kids. She probably has other career responsibilities that we don't know about. Her channel description literally says it all. We live a very hectic and busy life trying to balance kids, family time, housework, and working full time. Does that sound familiar to you? Because I know it does to me. She's not adding extra work to her life, and I wouldn't want you to. So if you're already thinking of starting a YouTube channel and you're thinking, what could be my niche? This could be your niche. So Abby is documenting work she's already doing. The grocery shopping, it's the meal planning, it's the budget stretching. And for us at this stage of life, we don't have the time or the energy or even the brain cells for any elaborate content creation. I know I'm not there. It needs to be as simple as possible. It needs to have low barrier to entry so that you don't make excuses. So I don't make excuses for not starting or recording. So, we know we have to do these things. We have to feed our families. We have to manage a budget. So this niche fits into the life that you already live in. And that's very important. That is key. The second reason this niche is brilliant right now is that with the cost of living crisis, people desperately need this content. Prices are not going to drop. They will continue to rise. Our parents have gone through the same thing. We're going through it. Our children, they're not exposed to it right now, but once they become adults, that is what will happen. Groceries are costing 30 to 40% more than they did a few years ago, even by the week. The cost of olive oil now compared to what it was 6 months ago, my God, mind blowing. When families are already genuinely struggling to make ends meet, content like this, content about how to save money at the store, isn't just nice, it's necessary. Abby's channel isn't about Pinterest perfect meals, although you can do that if you want, or even luxury lifestyle. It's all about real life. How do you feed a family of 5 on a working mom's budget? How do you make that grocery haul stretch because you don't want to pop back to the stores in 3 days' time? There's only so many times you have to go and tick your attendance at Aldi. Look at our content. It's all practical, it's budget focused, it's real. And here's why that matters for us as creators, or if you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, is that this content has staying power. People will always need to save money. They'll always need new ideas. It's not a trend. This is evergreen. It's always going to be there for people to access, people to watch, people to view and refer back to. I figured out how to stretch a pound or a dollar to go that extra mile. We've learned which store brands are actually good for us. We've budgeted, we've got budget wisdom that the younger creators simply don't have. That experience, that's your content right there. You don't need to keep searching, what is my niche? What is my niche? What do I talk about on the internet? You don't need to do that. For women our age, we want to watch other women our age because I need it to be relatable. I need somebody who looks like me, who was thinking along the same line as me. We don't want a 25-year-old with no kids telling us how to budget. We want people like Abby, who's in the trenches with us. You are the right age and you should be doing this with the right experience for the right audience. Now, let's talk about why this niche is smart financially, because there are multiple ways to make money once you actually start. Now, Abby has built this into an actual business. Look at what she's created. One, there's YouTube AdSense. That's the baseline. Every view pays once you hit the threshold, obviously, and you enter into the YouTube partnership program. Figure two, she's got a website, thesimplifiedsaver.com. She's selling digital products within the website. She's created a budget plan and live well ebook. It's a budgeting binder to help people plan expenses and save money. That's a product that she's created once and she can sell it forever. She also has Simplified Slow Cooking, which is a cookbook that's also a 12-week meal plan. It's budget-friendly crock-pot recipes with grocery lists already built in. So do you see what she's done here? She took the knowledge she was already sharing for free and she packaged it into products that people can buy. There are 3 affiliate market links or many more than that. There's every gadget that she uses. That's every store that she shops at. There are products that she recommends. Those are affiliate links. You hear about them over and over again. Then she has sponsorships. There's grocery delivery service. If that works in your country, you can easily do that. There's meal kit companies that she works with. There's kitchen brands. They all want to reach budget conscious moms. The fourth reason why this works for women our age, you already have that knowledge. You're not having to do the research or script it. I really don't like when you have to wait. So you give yourself a reason not to do something. You don't want to place yourself in that position. So, you think about it. You've been managing a household budget for how many years? 15, 20, 25 years or even more. You know which grocery stores have the best sales and when they do their product rotation. You know how to meal plan around what is on offer. You know which generic brands taste just as good as name brands. You know how to make leftovers into a completely different meal. That's not common knowledge. That's not something a 20-year-old would know. That's hard-earned wisdom. I was about to say income right there. Young people don't have that yet, and they're still learning. They're still wasting money on mistakes that you stopped making years ago. Abby shares tips like budget meal prep, how to use a crock pot efficiently, DIY projects that save money. These things she's learned through years of being a working mom, and she's trying to make it all work. And here's the beautiful thing about this. You don't need to be perfect at budgeting. It's just what works for you. You're sharing it with the world. You just need to be one step ahead of the viewer, of your viewer. You don't need to be a financial advisor either. No, that doesn't come to play. You just need to show how you save 20 pounds on your weekly shop. That is it. The barrier to entry here is so low because you're not claiming to be an expert. You are just sharing what works for you. And this is how I meal plan. This is how I prep the meals. This is what I bought at Aldi this week, or here's my budget dinner rotation for the week, for the month. That's all it takes. And you already know all of this. So the fifth reason, and honestly, this might be the important one, is that creating content like this builds community and confidence. Allow me. When you're working mom in your 40s, it's easy to feel invisible. Like you're going through the motions: work, kids, house, repeat. Probably parents, husbands, partners, spouses in there. But when you start to share your life, even in very small ways, you start to open up, you speak up, you are more conscious about how you show up to the world. You're showing your grocery haul. In your case, it could be your meal prep, your budget tips. Something shifts. Look at Abby's channel sub description. She says, my hope is to share with you an honest glimpse of our life and to share with you some tips and tricks I've learned along the way. She's not claiming to be perfect. She's essentially building a community of women who are in the same boat as she is. Pardon me, who are trying to save money. They're juggling the same things. And I can tell you from experience, when you start creating, you will change. You will never remain the same again. That sounds familiar from somewhere. You become more confident. You feel less, invisible. You're not just a mom doing the shopping, fixing the meal, cleaning the house. You're a content creator. You're a human being. You're building something. You're helping people. You're making an impact. You're growing. You're learning new skills. You're building something that could support you into retirement. I feel very, very passionate about these things. And I just wish women, in our generation, the millennial women, we would sit up and do something about it. We would find our own niche and just start a YouTube channel. Content creation is much more than just that money. There's a plethora of skills, I keep saying it, that you learn from doing content. You're not just somebody's mom, somebody's spouse, somebody's partner. You're not just somebody's employee. This is your thing, and that matters a lot. She started with YouTube. She was sharing budgets and tips. Then she created products based on what her audience needed. Then she built a website. Then she expanded to other platforms. She's a working mom who saw a need. People struggling with budgets, and she filled that need. They said solve people's problems and you never have to work a day in your life. It's the quickest way to make money, even though that's not my thing. I'm more about motivating you to see the transferable skills that you will get as a result of creating content and putting yourself out there. She's using knowledge that she already has. She's sharing a life that she's already living, and now she has multiple income streams, a brand, a business. That's what's possible when you start. You will not see the full staircase. You simply have to take a step at a time with something as simple as, let me show you my grocery haul. Let me show you what I'm making for dinner today. So here's what I want you to do. First, go and check out the Simplified Saver. She's on YouTube. Say hi and let her know that you came from this channel, hopefully. I've linked Abby's channel below. Watch a few videos of hers because I'm sure it will help the channel grow more. But also see how simple our approach is. And if you can simplify it, go for it. See how relatable she is. Don't do something where you have to script it. That will take time. Do something on the fly, on the go. Then secondly, think about your own life. What are you already doing that you could share? Grocery shopping, meal planning, budget stretching. If you're organizing a budget, then that's great. Third, this week, just try it. Film your next grocery haul. You popping down to Sainsbury's, film it, practice, get comfortable with that idea because you already have everything you need. You are already living the content. You don't need to go and get it. You have budget wisdom from years and years of experience. You have practical tips that actually work. You have a real life that other women want to see. And I think that's the beauty of all this. The question is not, can I do this? The question is, when will I start? And you need to ask yourself, so what's your biggest budget saving tip? What would you share if you started your own channel? Let me know if this was helpful. Hit that like button. As always, subscribe for more case studies where I will break down simple, achievable YouTube niches for working women over 40. I've got a whole playlist of, other ideas that are linked below. I call them the hidden niches, just in case you watch and you just don't know that these things are called niches or the things are niches. Okay. That's it then. I'll see you in the next one. Now go and film your grocery haul and tag me. Let me know. or the best. The fourth